Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be setting up a outdoor solar box, I guess you can call it. First of all, we're gonna get started here. I'm gonna show you kind of the setup I got working in the garage. So we got the panels out here. It's feeding on in up into the charge controller. I'm hoping to use this charge controller for this project, although I do have other ones. But this one was very nice. Obviously, it's rather large, and I think it'll do everything I want to and more. So if you don't know, the purpose of a charge controller is actually to take the solar energy in and charge up the battery. And you have to have a battery for these kinds of setups. That way for overnight, it can fill in the power, fill in the gaps there, fill in during cloudy days, that kind of thing. So that's kind of what that's for. And the battery also does function as kind of a generator in the fact that it generates the sine waves used by the solar system. So the solar panels actually are a little odd in the fact that they do not generate their sine waves in terms of power. They provide the power, but they don't generate the sine waves. So you can't directly run a device from a voltage from a solar panel. So that's why we have the battery here. Battery is going to be kind of generating our power and getting power from the panels, but also providing power to the rest of the system. So as you can see, the solar charge controller is a battery and a load. The load is what's going to go to our equipment, and the battery is going to obviously feed kind of the overall setup.
I'm going to hop on the voiceover right here. I did want to explain that I did swap out this charge controller right there as you saw on the screen. I put that in replacement to this charge controller because the smaller one was causing some issues. I think it was overvolting some things. But in addition to that, I did also swap out the step-up converter, which steps up the 12 to 24 volts that my NanoSwitch takes and my other Ubiquiti devices takes in the box. So I swapped both those devices out, and everything is doing a lot better now.
But yeah, so that's kind of the overall setup. I went and purchased some lumber the other day. We have a bunch of 2x4x10s, 4x4x10, and I also have a 4x4x6, I think, over out there. Just the panels are resting on it. So that's kind of what we're gonna do. We're going to basically, got a nice diagram here somewhere. We're going to basically put two posts into the ground, and they'll be connected through the 2x4s. So 2x4s. And then the box is going to be sitting on the 2x4s. So this box right here, we're going to use the mounting holes in the back to sit on the 2x4s. And then up here, there's going to be a sign that says like no trespassing or something like that. Or there'll be a sign up here that's kind of just saying that you're being recorded, just to make sure if anyone's trespassing on the property, they do know that they are being recorded. We have an antenna here, also known as the Nano Station AC5 Loco. And this device is going to be providing internet connectivity to the setup through just a wireless point-to-point link between those two. And this one's going to be actually powered and operated from my other solar setup, so they'll kind of connect and piggyback off of each other in a way. Up here we have the camera. This is just going to be a G4 bullet camera, I believe, from Ubiquiti. Just this one right here. It's kind of been outside for a little bit. It's a little dirty at this point, but it'll get the job done well. I do think this is going to be a great setup, and I'm looking forward to getting all this set up. So it's gonna be about 3'6" apart, and that's by design because although the box isn't that wide, we actually do need to have solar panels on the box to power it. So I'm probably gonna pop up 1 or 2 panels, most likely these 2 panels here. That's going to power the actual setup, which those will provide about 200 watts during the day on full sun. So I'll probably expect to see probably half an amp of power constantly powering everything, which should be more than enough.
I did want to go over the construction here a little bit. We dug down 2 to 3 feet with post hole diggers, and then we did put some concrete in the holes to get everything nice and sturdy. We also added these guiding posts in between them to keep everything level for the concrete to harden. And after that, we came back in and we screwed in the box with 4 screws on the back of it, mounted that up to the horizontal 2x4s. And then we popped up the solar panels, and that's where we are now. So let's go take a look at the progress we've made, and let's go mount up the camera.
We've got the holes pre-drilled for the camera mount. I'm going to mount a G4 bullet camera out here just because it's metal. It's pretty rugged. It's a little bit lower quality than the G5 bullet in my opinion. It's the same sensor size and sensor quality, but I do feel like it's a little bit more grainy. But that would do for this spot. So I'm just going to pop this thing up here on the post. I've got a Ethernet wire ready to go. I'm going to run that up and we'll get this all mounted up here. All right, so I'd call this a success. You can see the G4 bullet camera mounted up there. The cable is running down all the way to the ground and into the area I have kind of allocated down here for the wires. So it's going through the little area, going over down here, and then up into the box. And then inside of the box, it's very jank for now, but it will work. Essentially, I've got a inverter that actually converts the DC power to AC power, then another inverter that inverts the AC power to DC power. This is because I'm having issues with my little and step-up converter here. As you can see, I have this converter that does the 12 to 24 volts up to 48 volts. For some reason that's not passing along data with it, so I'm not sure why it's doing that, but for now, until I get a new one ordered or a alternative solution, got this whole thing set up here. It's gonna suck power for sure. For what I'm doing now, and especially considering how bright it is outside with the sun, I think it'll be more than enough power for now. I mean, maybe in the winter months, obviously I'm gonna want the more efficient conversion, but hopefully this doesn't get too hot or suck too much power, but I really do think this would be a good camera angle to have. I'm trying out some new things here that kind of just combine the two solar connectors into one wire that go into the box. This is saving a number of holes that animals and critters can get through, as well as making it easier for me to wire inside of the box because I only have two connections into the box. The charge controller, that's just a positive and ground from the 12 volts, or I guess probably 20 volts once the solar panels are on and producing power. They are at a 30-degree angle, which facing south should give me plenty of coverage in terms of solar, mostly in the fall to winter months, which is exactly when I'm going to need it. I could have optimized them more for summer, but I think that no matter what I do with these, since there's minimal trees nearby, I think that I'm going to get plenty of coverage, and that's going to do just fine. So if I can optimize it for the winter months when there's less sunlight anyway, I'll be able to still produce enough power to run everything out here. All I've got out here is literally just a nano station, a NanoSwitch, and then the camera. So there's just 3 Ubiquiti devices. That's all that's taking power. There is a voltage displayer, but I don't have it hooked up as it was causing some problems earlier. But for now, this is all I got going on. I even plugged in a USB-C charger for my phone just for now so I can make sure the power works. But that is about all for this. That is about all for this video. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave a comment down below. I appreciate all of your feedback. And yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.